A nice spike.
Ball coming right your way. You see that?
Cameron Lathrop drilled it.
A little fastball between the wicket. Jeez.
You know, now last year at East Line, you made that play.
I did. I was
slow.
a year younger. I was a little quicker.
A little
we didn't
slow.
have COVID.
A little slow. Well, you know,
It'll be all right.
no excuses, sports doctor. You know, you've been working 75 hours a week. So early 1-0 lead, and we got a net, but it's in play. New London will. And that's going to go up into the rafters and fall short.
Nice
early.
dig by Jaden Burns.
Quick 2-0 lead here. Yeah, Jaden Burns. Some familiar names on the both sides of things. Certainly, Jaden Burns normally right now would be gearing up for basketball season, but she's a top-notch volleyball player as well. And New London having some early trouble with the Griswold serve. Matheson's been pretty good, and there's another point outside hit by Hannah Lynn, the senior, and a quick 3-0 lead for Griswold.
Probably right out to shoot, too. Some good serving, like you said, by Sonia Matheson. Putting the ball in play.
Another good serve. And New London really has not had a chance to do anything offensively. It's been all defense, just trying to get it over. And here's their first opportunity at their own spike, and a whiff by Kaylee Parker, who was one of their top players, and just didn't get a good hit on that one.
Got to get that ball a little closer to the net.
Yeah.
Make Kaylee get up there and make a play. She can hit down on the net when she's up in the air.
That's a good serve right there, but nicely dug out. Not much in the way of rallies yet, but here's our first, and a point awarded double hit. So 5-0 lead. So we haven't seen that classic rally yet that we like. So far, Griswold has
dominating.
They've kept them on their toes.
Yeah.
The serves of Matheson have been really good. New London's just struggling to get it over. And they did a nice job there. But then you see Griswold quickly sets it up. Nicely done. Outside hit. There was a little bit of a rally going on. And a quick put away, nicely done on the outside by Lathrop again. 6-0, Sports Doctor.
Yeah, at the net, number 25, Cameron Lathrop making a play. And again, just dictating pace and tempo with the serve, and a quick timeout by New London. They're down 6-0 right now. And service game right now by number 25, Sonia Matheson, is the difference.
Yeah, Matheson's been very good. So we talked earlier, let me bring it up, that today is sad passing of rock legend Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, jeez, last night, yeah.
And you know, you brought that up that you believe he is in the Mount Rushmore of rock guitarists.
I would tend to think so. I mean, obviously, had Clapton and Jimi Hendrix and Jimmy Page. You could toss in Stevie Ray Vaughan, and but I think Eddie Van Halen is, as far as rock guitar with the whole '80s music scene and. Revolutionized the instrument, the finger tapping, some of the different things that was done on the guitar, and also some innovation as well.
You know, it's one of the things I heard today is that Clapton was as technically sound as any guitarist ever, but didn't do the variety that Van Halen did. Van Halen could play any style, any guitar, anything, and interestingly, he didn't read music.
No, he's from the Netherlands, him and his brother, and play guitar and make it sound like a keyboard. So Eddie Van Halen, tremendous.
All right, back at it. Griswold with the 6-0 lead. New London just struggling to get some offense going here. They need to break this run, but nice spike, nicely dug out. Whalers with a little life here off the timeout, a little more active. This one's got to get over the net. Nicely done. Here's a set and a hit, but Burns with a good dig. Oh, nice heads-up play on the outside by Ruggiero of Griswold. Was able to keep it in, and here's a good rally.
Here's your classic rally. Oh.
And that one goes a little bit wide.
You talk about, back to the Eddie Van Halen thing, you talk about people that make their mark in this world through their life. He made his mark. He certainly left an imprint of his life for a lot of people to enjoy.
7-0 here in the early going. Another serve from Matheson. She's going to get tired. That right arm's going to get tired like a pitcher pretty soon. Oh, and there's a nice stuff by Lathrop, and the Whalers down 8-0.
She is active. She is long. And she can go up and get it. Almost like a brick wall up top, stuffing Parker at the net.
So I learned today that Eddie Van Halen, of course, many people don't know, he is the guitar riff for the great Michael Jackson song Beat It. And I'll tell you a little story in between points that I found to be exceptionally funny. And finally the streak broke, and that hit goes long, and the Whalers with their first point, 8-1.
Too
Griswold.
much mustard on that by Hannah Lynn.
So Van Halen agreed to do it for Quincy Jones. Quincy
Sure.
Jones was producing it, and Eddie agreed to do it. And he agreed to do it for free. He did it for no money whatsoever. Eddie Van Halen made not a nickel off of the great guitar riff that was in Beat It. But not only did he do it for free, nice job here in the rally coming up again. Far outside, Burns with a hit. Griswold keeps it alive. They're going to go wide. That's a bullet off the fist of Hannah Lynn. So Van Halen shows up at lunch while Michael Jackson is out at lunch.
Yeah.
And during Michael Jackson's lunch hour, he puts the riff
Eddie
down.
comes in, yeah.
And then he says to Quincy Jones, mind if I change a couple things? I just want to try something out.
Change the arrangement.
And he rearranged the whole thing. That's a long serve
That's
from
great.
Olivia Doyle, point for New London. So he rearranges the whole thing into the classic thing you see here, walks out of the studio, doesn't make a nickel off of it, and the riff lives
that's
forever.
Right. That's fantastic.
That's great. I mean, that's just awesome.
It's kind of like you improvising on the fly, too. You've been known to do it a time or two.
A couple times. Jennifer Fiestas with the serve for New London. And, short legs. I tried to help out there, but that didn't work out. So back to Griswold, the early 10-2 lead here. New London, of course, Northern High School undergoing all kinds of renovations right now. You see a lot of activity, but there's a
I didn't know how to get in up
going on.
front. I was lost.
You've never been in the front entrance?
No.
Front entrance.
Good serve.
Sports doctor only knows the sports fields and the principal's office.
Lunchroom.
No, that's right. That's a huge spike, long by Lynn, and the Whalers.
Nice discipline by New London that time, staying off that, because that comes in like a rocket, and your first initial reaction is want to hit the ball. And a good job by New London, very aware.
10-3, Parker with the serve. That's a powerful serve. Griswold just content to try to keep it over. Burns, a little touch, and that's off the rafters, but Griswold, it's a play on here off the rafters. It's kind of like the Trop down in Tampa. You play it off the rafters. Good rally here. And just couldn't quite get over to Winona Amar. Just couldn't quite get it over the net that time. It was a little too close to the net. Not a lot of room.
Too close to the net, and when you're staring at number 25, Lathrop, that is you got to go up and over the hard way.
Ana Matos Diaz into the ball game for New London, and she replaces Jalicia Rivera.
Good serve by Hannah Lynn.
That's a good serve. That's in that dead
right
spot
down
right
the
in
chute,
the middle.
yeah.
Hard sinker.
Mm-hmm.
Right in the middle. 12-3. Griswold dominant here in game number 1.
Hard sinker. Baseball season for you, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Playoffs.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the best things is another great serve. New London just going to have to try to get it over, and that'll give Griswold a great opportunity here. Here's a set on a beautiful put away.
I was all over that one, though.
Michaela Nielsen with the beautiful put away that time for Griswold, and 13-3. One of the great joys, Sports Doctor, is the junior voice of game day. Loves baseball and wants to watch every minute of every game. Doesn't care who's in it. Knows more about the players of other teams. I mean, he is a big Ronald Acuna fan.
I'll take your word for it.
We have watched every minute. Sherry Ann Lubin with a spike into the net, and Griswold up 14-3. We've watched every minute of every game that's been on until I have to make them go to bed.
Sure.
So it's been great because the baseball playoffs are one of my favorite things, and even when the Red Sox aren't in it. That's a great.
Good serve.
That's a great serve. That Griswold just been dominant here. You know, a little more savvy. That's a nice job. The front line right now.
Dominating a little bit.
Coranda Ruggiero and Michaela Nelson and Cameron Lathrop, they have just been so good. We got Haley Eliason coming into the game now for Griswold, and they have been so good. 14-4 in the early going. Wolverines on top. Burns to serve for the Whalers. That's a good serve. Steps up, drills it. Nice, dug out by Hannah Lynn. Powerful spike.
Nice dig by Parker on the other end.
Here's a good rally. Outside, and a miss hit by Mandy Brailer, and that's a point for the Whalers, 14-5. And I will give the Whalers one advantage here, stronger mask game than the Wolverines. The Whalers have the NL on the mask. Wolverines with a straight black. I like that. I got to get one of those NL masks.
I'm sure there's one in the equipment room for you.
I got to find Athletic Director Orby. See if I can score a Whaler mask.
You know, it's communication, in the first game or so kind of sets the tone. We're talking out there. We talk about assignment football, how about assignment volleyball, discipline. But it all starts with Griswold serve.
Oh, what a strong serve. Olivia Webster with just a bullet for the point for the Wolverines. Webster, the senior, in the ball game. That's a power serve.
You start stringing together 4 or 5 points off your serve per player. That's pretty good.
I mean, this game, really, man, I don't want to say it's over, but this game started and ended with the Matheson serve.
Yeah,
7-0.
Right
off the shoot with really New London on their heels.
Mm-hmm.
Winona Amar to serve for the Whalers. Griswold sets up the outside hit. Nice job by Parker keeping it in. Nice dig on the other end by the Wolverines.
Nice job recovering by the Wolverines, too.
Well done. Good rally. Oh, and a put away on the outside by Matheson. She does it all.
Does a little bit of everything. Serve, Sonia Matheson, the kill, as they would call it. Spike.
New player into the ball game to serve will be Kennedy Rubino. Rubino with that little sinker serve right into the middle of that dead spot. It's so tough. And just long. Sherry Ann Lubin tried to knock it home and couldn't. 18-6. Griswold a dominant effort here in the first game. And another timeout on the floor for the Whalers. 18-6. So we started off the year with boys soccer, mixing in a little volleyball today. And if all things go according to plan, Friday night we'll have the first of our football broadcasts as we sprinkle in whatever's available here in the fall sports season. But I did hear from a reliable source.
I did too on the way into the building about
that
basketball.
They have just agreed to a 15-game season here in the ECC with a culmination at the Mohegan Sun in early February. If the Mohegan Sun is, at a state capacity, allowing them to do that.
No masks.
That has not been decided.
Okay.
I think they'll have a hard time if the girls have to wear masks in volleyball. I think they're gonna have a hard time not making the boys and girls basketball players wear masks.
Right.
I think indoor you're gonna see the masks. So, but yeah, right now there's been an agreement for a 15-game season. Now, obviously, the number of cases and things like that determine whether that happens. But they are not ruling. Not only are they not ruling out, they're moving forward with it. Oh, what a beautiful heads-up play! Nicely
Oh, she's
done.
good, isn't
Cameron
she? Lathrop, she's good. Sometimes you don't need the full hammer, just a little finesse at the net.
I just love the wherewithal, the savvy. Another serve from
Hit
Rubino.
it where they ain't.
Nice
Good
serve by Rubino. So, one of our favorites on game day, an all-time game day great, Sophie the Real Deal DeBril, has I talked a little bit with her a couple years ago about the difference between basketball and volleyball, because of course she's all everything in both. And she said that volleyball was harder for her. And I said, how is that possible? You're so good at basketball. And she said, even as a point guard in basketball, when I needed to, I could just kind of do my own thing. She said, in volleyball, it's all about communication. It's all about being in the right spot. But she said, but at the end of it, you develop unspoken stuff with your teammates. Just like in basketball, you know where someone's going to cut. Yep. Yeah. And so, really, it's about developing that. And right now, Griswold just seems to know where everyone's going to be. They just are all playing really well together. Nice play on the outside from Sherry Ann Lubin. And she'll steal the serve back for New London, down 21-7. And Jalicia Rivera will have the serve for the Whalers. And that'll be short.
It's really ironic. The last two fall seasons, last year we had Triple E with the football, and then this year the coronavirus. It's challenging, for these ADs. It's challenging for the kids, and we got a chance to talk to some of the kids from Stonington last week in the soccer, and how do you keep yourself up emotionally, for some of these kids? They're not in school. Some of them hybrid, half the time in, half the time they're not. The part of being an athlete too is that rhythm of schoolwork, practice, game. That normal. You have a son. He's he's out of his rhythm a little bit, which makes mom and dad out of their rhythm a little bit.
Oh yeah,
just a tad.
No, it's definitely a challenge, and boy, what we wouldn't give to have Triple E back. That's a great play. Yeah. Lathrop again with a stuff. And game point here, 24-7, Griswold.
So long and just a little bit of a hop step there. And
great timing as
she's
well.
Over the net.
Oh, good serve right in the middle, dug out. And that goes wide, and then there's your first game, 25-7. Griswold takes the first one over New London. Game Day is brought to you by the Burns Agency. In your neighborhood, taking care of your home, your auto, business, and life insurance needs since 1932. Here's the thing I like the most, Sports Doctor. At the Burns Agency, you will never get voicemail. How great is that? You will always get a live person. I mean, that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't want any more voicemails. I want to talk to somebody.
Yeah, press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
or
9.
Nope, you're going to talk to a person at Burns, and remember, you buy better at Burns. And by Waterford Dental Health, where your smile and your health are their top priority. Located Boston Post Road. You know where they are. Waterford Dental Health, where the smiles are brighter.
Casey, what do you think of the lack of fans in the building? Last week we saw the soccer. Last night there was Waterford football at Ledyard. Volleyball is usually a pretty good environment for the fans and some of the students. Do you think that has an effect on the players at all?
Yes. I think indoor sports like basketball, volleyball, sports like these are more affected. Basketball will be really the biggest one, because basketball is more of a crowd. But here's the reality of things, Sports Doctor. Not that there it wouldn't be different, but this game right here, there wouldn't be 1,000 people here if it weren't.
No, I understand.
I mean, so a lot of these players are used to playing and not in front of the crowds.
Right.
But there's an energy that comes even from having 50 mom and dads.
I would agree with that too. I just think that it's. Soccer maybe not so much because of the big field and spread out a little bit, but some of these indoor, definitely basketball and, volleyball, if you get a good team, and they're supportive and stuff like that. We were, East Lyme and NFA a few years ago. That gym was packed.
Yes.
That was a good environment in there for high school volleyball.
Yeah, so even if it is 50 people, there's energy that comes.
You're gonna make some noise. It's inside.
Yeah, and honestly, this feels like a scrimmage. Feels like an after-school scrimmage. But the players don't know that.
Yeah.
So I think it's maybe a subconscious or a subtle thing, but.
I think once the players put the uniform on, it's game time.
That's right. I don't know that the football players notice it as much because, again, it's not. I don't know how much noise really affects them. They're on getting hit and hitting, but there are times, and this is the difference. It's never quiet in a sporting event. There are times where, like right now.
Yeah.
You can hear a pin drop in here. And that's strange.
Yeah.
I remember when we were at the at the 7-on-7, scouting the NFA Fitch.
Yeah.
There was a time, there was a time where when the music got turned off, you could hear
Yeah.
literally everything. You don't even have to go near the huddle. So, Whalers will serve here, starting game 2, and ball is in, and Sherry Ann Lubin will serve first for New London here, game 2. Griswold won 25-7 in game 1. Griswold content right now to play it over. New London just trying to get something going here in game 2. Now here's a good set, outside hit, and a beautiful job. Oh, the Whalers keep it in. Burns got to it in time. Well done.
There's a finesse shot again at the net by Lathrop. The little excuse me at the net. Were they going to come with the hammer? No, we're going to give you a little bit of a twist. A little change of direction. I love that play.
Oh, that was really well
You get all
done.
geared up for that big spike, and no.
It's like change up.
Yeah. Well, you saw the sinker on the serve. That was a little change up. Yeah.
1-0 here.
Who's going to win the World Series? Dodgers?
I mean, that's the easy pick, isn't it?
Well, I'm asking the question. I'm just.
So.
I just asked you a question. I said the Dodgers. You said it was an easy pick. Is this the year they win?
No.
Okay, there you go then.
I am going to choose the winner of the Yankees-Rays series.
Right.
Whichever one of them wins is going to knock off the Astros in an epic 7-game series, and then win the World Series.
You've foreseen it.
I have.
Okay.
Oh, that time Lathrop said no changeup.
Yeah, you see her pull the trigger afterwards too. That's fantastic.
That was a pure fastball right there. 3-0 Griswold here to open game 2.
So Griswold, it looks like the players brought their own energy on the road. They are feeding off each other.
I think we'll talk here in a second after this serve by Matson. I mean, the players are acutely aware. Parker said, I think we'll take care of this one myself.
Yeah.
But the players are acutely aware of their opponent, and they know. Griswold comes in and said, "Wait a minute, we beat Woodstock.
Yeah, we beat Killen.
Yeah. New London lost to both of them. We should go in there and beat them."
That's right.
And so, sometimes that can be a bad thing. You can come in flat, or sometimes you come in aggressive and say, "Ooh, let's go and get our jobs done and get home." Pizza. Sub in here for New London into the ball game, number 9, Lisbeth Nunez de la Cruz, and she will serve. Ooh, I like that serve by de la Cruz. See, 3-1. If New London can get this point right here, right on cue, into the net, 4-1 Griswold. But what New London has to stop. They, like you said before, you can't give up the 4- and 5-point runs.
That's right.
Give a point here, give a point there. If you can go back and forth a little bit, but you can't look up and be down, down 8-1. So you got to get back on it. So Olivia Doyle to serve, 4-1 Griswold. Gotta get this one back. Outside hit. Oh,
nice job that time with the net by Parker. Not on my watch.
No. And that's what New London needed right now, 4-2. Yep. Big deal. Now all you need is a good serve, and you get right back in it.
Yeah, string a couple together, and you got a 5-4 lead. Easier said than done, but
powerful. She's a powerful server.
That's a tough spot to be right there.
And be very careful. Michaela Nielsen had to be careful. She didn't go over the net, but she didn't. Griswold steals it back. 5-2 Wolverines, and they'll have the serve. And Coranda Ruggiero will step up and knock it down. She looks like she's going to have a little power behind it.
She's serving the ball from the construction zone, isn't she?
Oh, yeah, she's coming out. Oh, she's going to do a little jump serve. Little hip hop skip stop serve. For the win there. It's 6-2. Not quite a jump serve, which we've also seen. A little bit of a little hop, skip, and a jump serve. Now she's going to the other side. She's mixing it up. I like this already. Never show you the same pitch twice. Right to that dead spot. Look at that. Great touch. Great job.
Great serve.
Oh, no
Good
talk.
dig that time by Doyle.
Rare. Griswold didn't talk that time, but a put away on the outside from Hannah Lynn, and there's that run we talked about, 7-2.
Olivia Doyle came in and saved the day there from the back line with a
Well,
dive laid out.
Yeah, they didn't talk. Right?
No.
Everyone looked at each other, thinking everyone else was going to get it. It's like I'm going to keep going baseball analogies. It's like the pop up that everyone looks at everyone else.
You got it. I got it. You got it.
Another big serve. There's that lack of talk. New
Yeah,
London
no
didn't talk that
talking.
time. 8-2, Griswold. I think Griswold's feeling a little.
That pop up at the pitcher's mound where the third baseman comes in, catcher comes in, pitcher's kind of standing there. Whose ball is that? The catcher's?
That's right. Where's the ball?
At the pitcher's mound.
No, it's the pitcher's ball.
No, pitcher's not the catcher.
If it's at the pitcher's mound.
Well,
it's
just in
ball.
between. You know what I'm talking about.
It's always.
The catcher's call.
No, the catcher stays in foul territory. If it's in fair territory, someone else should come get it.
Third baseman, first baseman.
Someone should come get it. Yeah.
Okay.
The ball's coming back to the catcher when he spins and he's behind, out in front. So, 8-3. And Burns will have the serve for the Whalers. Into the ball game for New London. My favorite name is Jennifer Fiestas. Fiesta forever. 9-3 Griswold. They'll steal the serve back.
A Lionel Richie reference there.
All night long.
Yeah, that's right.
Hannah Lynn to serve it for Griswold. That's a little that dead zone serve, nicely done, and the Whalers.
Well,
didn't
that's
talk.
the spot right there. Just keep working the middle of the floor because, again, New London is having trouble with that area just for some reason.
Well, it's a tough spot. It's right in between, right? Front line, back line's got to talk, and someone's got to step up. And
Timeout
Coach
by the
Parker's
coach.
going to take a timeout down 10-3. And so let's talk a little bit about the upcoming. We've got football on Friday. For those folks at home,
I'll be out of town.
I know. I'm
right.
doing it with the. I'm doing the game with the great
Mikey D.
Mike DeMoro.
Yeah.
Now I'm not going to say that Wally Pipp comes to mind, Sports Doctor, but but once Mike DeMoro gets his seat next to me in the who knows what's
Yeah,
gonna
right.
happen next.
Yeah, I think Mike hears you over there too.
So I don't know, Sports Doctor. I wouldn't stay away too long.
He's a Giants fan. What kind of commentary is he going to be able to add into the football thing? I mean, my God.
Having seen, the folks at home haven't really seen. They've seen the highlight package,
Yeah.
but they haven't seen it yet. What kind of feel did you get from the football?
We saw 7-on-7. We saw some passing, some catching, and some skill stuff, and then the linemen doing their thing. Just different. The carries, the heavy bag challenge and stuff like that. The one thing I did see at NFA, the kids are into it.
Yeah.
I mean, competition's competition. You're on the field, so. These kids have been chomping at the bit to get on the field and do something.
Yeah, absolutely. Hannah Lynn to serve it for Griswold. 10-3, Wolverines on top. Nicely done. And Velasquez couldn't keep it in. 11-3 Griswold. I agree that all of the one thing we're seeing, I saw it in your interview with Sam Montalto and with the coaches, everyone's very thankful to be playing right now. And they realize that it's a gift right now.
It could go in any day.
That's
it's
correct.
Just
but it feels like the kids are treating it like that. Sometimes we talk about kids, maybe sounding or feeling a little entitled. These kids are very appreciative that they're able to get out there. Nice hit by Burns. Point over to the Whalers.
Inbounds. All right, roll the dice. You talked about that too. I mean, Stonington is a state caliber championship soccer team.
Yes.
And they won't get a chance probably to defend that.
And if you were wondering, we were wondering how good they were. That Ledyard team that they drilled 4-0 went the next day and smacked Fitch.
Yeah.
Who was also undefeated at the time.
Right.
I mean, that Ledyard team might be a lot better than we realized because Stonington is just that
The
good.
real deal, yeah.
And the funny thing was Ledyard, who we saw unable to score a goal against Stonington, Ledyard put up like 6 against Fitch. Like they turned it up, and the Pollard kid, who we saw, really turned it up as well. So that Stonington team might be special, and unfortunately in this year it won't be the same.
Little life here for New London.
That's a big hit right there. Whalers trying to keep it in, and they won't be able to do it. 12-5. Heading back to serve for Griswold is Olivia Webster. She'll have her serve. Up 12-5 here in game 2. Griswold won the first game 25-7. Gonna set up an outside spike here. And instead, a little dig by Matheson.
Double hit.
Double hit, point over to New London.
What's a double hit? What is that? A little.
Yeah.
You hit it twice, you're the same person?
Yes.
Sets himself up, then she hits it. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously.
Well, I know it's a double hit, which means so.
I get it.
Yeah, so maybe it hits you on the forearm as you're starting to hit it. Maybe it hits you here, and then you get it on the fist as well, right? Or when you go coming across from it, you get that little.
At the picnic on a Saturday afternoon, it's still good, you know.
In the sports doctor's
Right.
fantasy volleyball matchups,
You
then
don't.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can double hit, you can triple dog dare,
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want. Whaler's serve coming up from Ana Matos Diaz into the ball game here to serve. Outside now, Wolverines, and a put away, Olivia Doyle, a name we've said an awful lot. (13-6). And heading back to serve for Griswold will be Kennedy Rubino. Rubino with the side serve. Look at this, she's a little different. She's a little turn profile. Everyone's got a little different style, a little different flair. And we got a point going to Griswold. So 14-6, Griswold here on top. Starting to pull away a little bit, 8 points. Rubino will serve again. Good serve. And a winner.
That's that, like I said, that no man's land. Parker's got to come off the front line and kind of steps in front of Burns, and you got to have a little communication there. It's kind of like one of those excuse me plays. Should I do it? Should I hit it? Should I do it?
Yeah. I get, listen, volleyball is tough. You know, it's the communication is not easy. That ball, I mean, this is not your sports doctor backyard picnic volleyball.
No.
Yeah, this ball is coming in hard
Cooking.
and fast.
It's cooking.
And these girls, practice day and night at that level of communication. Oh, that's a great spike. And the Whalers get the short end of it that time. They just couldn't figure it out, but a great hit from Lubin, but the Wolverines were on top of it.
Yeah, that's Lathrop again at the net, blocking the stuff.
Rubino with the serve, 10-point Wolverine lead.
Good dig that time.
That was a great dive by Eliason. And then a nice job by the Whalers.
That's Parker that time. The little shifty herself, the little mix up, the little change up at the net. Showing you the hammer, now we'll show you the touch.
Lubin will come in now to serve for New London.
You kind of
16-7.
figure it out at the net when you see a couple of kids coming up ready to crash the net. You say, okay, excuse me. I'll dump it down where you guys left. Hit it with a nut.
Big serve for Lubin. And Griswold steals it right back, 17-7.
Yeah, the one thing I've noticed about you doing this game right now, you seem very at home and very peaceful here with all these championship banners around, and you're just kind of like grinning and looking at the wall. You're like, oh, wonder how many banners are at Wheeler High School right now?
Oh,
maybe 3 or 4.
It's funny that you mention it because I was actually looking up and seeing how many different things New London has won. They don't have the 50s badminton championship that exists over in the Bears Lair. There is a 1952 boys cross country championship though. But actually, it's funny that you mentioned because what I was looking at, Sports Doctor, was the All-American Chris Dunn banner that's up there, and wondering what his future holds with a new coach, Billy Donovan.
At Chicago still, right?
Yeah. But Billy Donovan's coming in there as the head coach.
So
I mean,
last year of his rookie deal too.
Yes.
So it's a big year for him.
Really is, and he played. I mean, his issue is simple.
You gotta stay healthy.
He can't stay on the court.
Yeah.
And and there's when he really started to find his role. Olivia Doyle to serve for Griswold. He really seemed to find his role this year before he got hurt, with being a defensive disruptor. Maybe he isn't. Maybe he isn't a triple-double point guard, but maybe he is. When you talk about great spike on the outside from Burns, you know.
Could he be a Rajon Rondo?
Well, I think he might.
Listen, I mean,
he may not.
Rondo's
he may not shoot it as good as Rondo.
Rondo's a great point guard too.
He may not shoot it as good as Rondo, but in the league, people talk about Dunn being defensively one of the most disruptive guys out there. So he might have to be more of a Patrick Beverly, that kind of guy. But where I think the problem lies, aside from the aforementioned inability to stay healthy, is nice job at the net. Well done, Anamatos Diaz. Whalers staying in this one.
Little confidence.
18-10.
Little confidence. They get on these 2 or 3 point runs, it keeps you in it.
Need a good serve here from Parker. Nice play. Nice play by the Wolverines. Steal it back. The thing for Dunn is he's got to escape this rookie deal. He's not going to be. I mean, Jamal Murray was picked after him. He's not going to be that player. He's not going to be a superstar.
Right.
So once he gets off his rookie deal, he can go someplace where the expectations aren't that he's got the number 4 pick.
Yeah,
in the draft,
5 pick in the draft.
5 pick in the draft, and he can go and be that role player that he needs to be, and find himself the team where he's a good fit. I don't know if he's ever had a team where he's really been a good fit because they've all wanted him to be the number 5 pick. Well, that's a hammered spike, but the Whalers doing a much better job staying on it.
Doyle.
Outside, just wide. Whalers will have the ball. 19-7, Griswold on top.
Nice defensive set that time by the Whalers, too.
Yeah. Burns will serve. Whalers definitely have turned up the energy, and they're talking a lot more here. Big serve by Burns. Almost went in the basket. Irony not lost on me there.
No stranger to that, yeah.
This is a nice rally right here. The aggressiveness, turning it up. Oh, well done. Michaela Nielsen that time with the rejection. Put it right back, and it's 20-11 now.
Good rally. One of the best rallies of the game right there. Okay, whose ball is it? Oh, they took the point away. They gave it to New London. Okay.
Oh, that was a hammer job on the outside by Hannah Lynn. And they're going to say just long, or is that point good?
That was a good point. Yeah, that was a send-in that time by Lynn. Keep your eye out for, was that play of the game? Could be.
That was a hammer job right there.
That was a smoke shot.
And a big serve on the other end.
See, just like that, a big hammer shot on one end. We got a big serve on the other, and boy, just momentum in volleyball is strange.
Yep, Lynn took it home. She's just turning it up.
I go back to Chris Dunn, too. That's where you make your money on a second contract. That's where you get paid.
Not him. He's not going to make he'll make money, but he's not going to. That's not going to be the contract he envisioned when he signed the rookie deal. Looping, nice job getting it over. Good talking by Griswold. Outside. Burns with a nice job.
Burns. Got to go over.
Brailer had done such a good job on the spike, but Burns was there. Outside now and put away by Matheson. 22-12.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice serve from Lynn. Whalers staying in it.
That was a double hit. Yeah, I mean, I've done that a time or two.
Yeah, the block
hit the
and
ball,
the hit.
hit me off the chest, and hit it back up again, and with a hot dog in one hand, and then and a cheeseburger in the other.
Anamatos Diaz with the spike. They couldn't get no cheeseburger.
No, you didn't get it. I got a hot dog in one hand, a cheeseburger in the other. How am I gonna hit the ball? I slipped one past you, I think. The crafty one.
Whalers to serve. Dylan Arpin into the game to serve. Oh, well done. So, how many times are we going to say that name? Matson again.
Yeah. Yeah, Matson and Lathrop just dominating on that front line. 2 points away here from another 2-0 victory.
Winona Amar back into the ball game, coming in for New London, and she'll replace Arpin, who did a nice job on the serve. On the other side of things, Webster will serve it up for Griswold.
Webster trying to get 2 points here.
Oh, here's a little the hop and skip serve, and long. She had a little too much mustard on that hot dog. I can picture the sports doctor with trying to hold the beverage under the crook of the arm with a cheeseburger in one hand, trying to play volleyball at the same time.
Quite the show.
Matos Diaz to serve for the Whalers. 23-14. They need a run right here.
A whole lot of preparation going on there.
And wide it goes. 24 game point now here for Griswold. Whalers already, by the way, with a 7-point improvement off of game 1. But they're in danger of going down 2 games to 0 as Kennedy Rubino with a chance to put it away. Good serve by Rubino. Try to go outside. No talk, and there's a miscommunication that time.
Front line that time.
Almost no mistakes, but that time Lathrop
pointed herself, too. That was on me.
Yep, that was.
She owned it.
I think the set was meant for Lathrop, and Lathrop thought Matheson was going to get it, and it was meant for Lathrop.
And they talked it out afterwards too. You know, she said that was my bad.
Lubin to serve for the Whalers, 24-15. Nice serve and a point. That's a nice serve that time, Sherry Ann Lubin. Lubin to serve here, 24-16. Another good serve, dug out well. Whalers staying in it though. And another point, Whalers a little run going on, 24-17. A big improvement here since from game 1.
Yeah, good serve. Right from the serve, Griswold on their heels there a little bit.
There it is.
The put away.
And game 2, 25-17 goes to Griswold. But a 10-point improvement for the Whalers here in game 2. And with a 2-0 lead, we'll take a quick break to say that game day is brought to you by the Burns Agency. In your neighborhood, taking care of your home, auto, business, and life insurance needs since 1932. At the Burns Agency, you will never get a voicemail, always a live person, and of course, you buy better at Burns. And by Waterford Dental Health, where their entire team is dedicated to providing you with the personalized, convenient, and affordable dental care you and your family deserve. Of course, after the game, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Game Day CT, where tonight you can see, of course, the Sports Doctor's interview with the Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game. And the Waterford Dental Health, keep you smiling. The top play was... keep you smiling, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
All right, great smiles start at Waterford Dental Health. And so after the game, we're going to keep our eyes open for that. 2-0 Griswold here as we head into game 3. Big improvement, though, for New London.
Yeah, New London played well in that second game, and communication was better. Service games were better. Right now, I think Griswold just a little cut above the Whalers right now. Yeah. They serve, they defend well, they attack well, and they talk, and they own mistakes too. Like you see them after a mistake or something, they own it. It's a good team.
Now you have on a Patriots mask.
I do. It keeps falling down too. I don't.
That's ironic since the Patriots appear to be falling down right now.
Cam Newton, Stephon Gilmore, and yeah. Did you watch the game the other night?
I did, and I thought if they had if they had you playing quarterback.
How does a guy like Hoyer make those kind of mistakes like that? He's been in the league forever.
Well, the big two were the two. I mean, they would have been 2 field goals, but if he had just kept that at the half, there's a field goal there, and then the fumble late, and the field goal there, and then they were at least in the game, and of course, then and I didn't think Stidham played bad, but
he was in over his head.
They're both, he was in over his head. They're both not good. But of course, everyone's seizing on the kid from Alabama there, Damian Harris, as the as the bright spot to come out of that. But there was a lot, and the defense played well. But now, I mean, it's a mess, and their game is certainly in jeopardy. And another Titan tested positive. The Raider tested positive.
Do you think that the NBA did it the right way with that bubble?
Yes.
With all those guys down there? And
the NBA and the NHL. The NBA and the NHL have had zero problems. And everyone, I'm sorry, but everyone talks about that you couldn't do it in football. Of course you could.
Right.
You chose not to.
Listen, the Lakers win a championship this year. Do you put an asterisk next to it?
No.
You don't?
No.
Oh, jeez. So that means I'll tie the Celtics? 17?
They won the NBA championship. I can't start putting asterisks next to thing. Then
no, it's an asterisk.
Am I putting an asterisk next to the times when a guy was hurt or when there was a guy that didn't
play
in
the
but
finals?
What about when we were in war? Did you put asterisks next to the wartime championships?
No. I'm just asking.
Sports doctor, you could put. I mean, you could be that guy that says they're doing doesn't count. Celtics still.
No, they count. Celtics still have more. Yeah.
All right, Griswold to serve here in Game 3, and Matheson, the star of the Game 1, and she jumps right out with a good serve for a quick 1-0 Griswold lead.
Now listen, this is a game where New London doesn't need to be dropping down 7-8-0. This is get yourself in the game and try and play with the lead for once. They haven't played with the lead in these first 2 games.
A big hit on the outside by Lubin.
Got to go over.
We're going to get a whistle. Griswold
4
point,
hits.
2-0. So this is where you said the Whalers.
Oh,
a beautiful diving attempt by Fiestas, but I love the hustle there and the effort by Fiestas.
That's the lunchbox play right there. Huh?
And we're going to have Nunez de la Cruz into the ball game, replacing Fiestas. I can't help myself. 3-0 lead. Matheson still serving. She has been a weapon for the Wolverines on the serving. They got to keep setting Lubin up out there to the Whalers. She's been really starting to feel it. There's a nice
dig by Burns.
Great dig by Burns, and she stuffed Lathrop, and then Lathrop into the net. That's a big point right there for the Whalers, and they'll get the serve. And I really like what Sherry-Ann Lubin's doing on the outside. She's aggressively going after it.
Well, Burns is just an athlete too, isn't she? She can just basketball.
Anything.
I mean, anything.
I promise you, if she showed up for the Sports Doctor barbecue, you guys played cornhole, she'd probably win that too.
Bury us.
Oh, that was a rocket, Hannah Lynn. And that was a fastball right down the chute. Nielsen checks into the game for Griswold. And outside, here comes Lathrop to serve. And just long, Whaler point. I've got the player of the game right now down to 2.
Yeah, I would agree.
I've got one who's, I believe, is in the lead, and a second one who's making a late charge, but has a little ways to go.
Sure.
Lot of life yet here. Whalers could certainly get back into it with a win. Nice job, Dela Cruz with the serve, and then good communication outside, and a bullet from Hannah Lynn. Do you hear the footsteps?
Yeah, I do. Boy, that was a big spike that time on the outside by Lynn.
And she is not big, and it's funny.
No, she's not like Lathrop. Lathrop is tall and long at the net.
The Griswold coach said, we're not the biggest and strongest hitting team, but they're well-rounded and everyone does their job well. Well, guess what? She hits the ball hard. There's the hop, skip, and jump serve from Ruggiero. Burns put that one off the Chris Dunn sign.
Oh, yeah.
And the Wolverines jump out again, 6-2. And here's where right here. Here's where you got to be
you
careful.
can't let this thing go to 10-2.
That's right. Ruggiero with the serve. Outside it goes. Burns with a big hit. Oh. And Hannah Lynn putting another one away.
She has come on this last game and a half and done a little bit of everything. Serving, spiking, digging.
7-2, and Ruggiero will serve again. And like you said, you can't let this get 10-2.
Right.
Nicely done. Burns plays it up top. Watch him set up again. Oh, nice job, Parker. Just smacked that one. Kill by Park.
And a good way of stopping that run. 7-3, get the ball back. Serve up a couple of points here and get yourself back in the mix.
And checking into the ball game for the Whalers is Fiestas. Parker will serve. De La Cruz will have a seat. Be nice to get a couple of service winners here. Get back into it. There's one right there, 7-4. This is the closest the Whalers have been at this point in the match. No quit in the girls. I like that.
It's strange seeing Phil Orby wearing the green and gold.
I got to be honest with you. It's I like it. I like it.
Hi, Phil. How are you?
I like it very much.
Hi, Phil. How are you?
Not going to lie to you.
Can you get Casey a mask on your way out the door?
Absolutely.
I mean, listen.
Absolutely. That's a no-brainer. That's the first thing. I'm like the sports doctors, but there's never been a person sports doc hasn't hit up for some swag.
No.
Oh, well done. Whalers stay in it, though. Wolverines had the block, and nice job by the Whalers keeping it in. That's a great point.
Good rally here. Good action. Nice job by Parker. What happened there? Double hit?
On the net.
On the net, New London's ball. Casey, nice job by the Whalers that time. That was a great volley.
It was, and big point for the Whalers now, keeping it 8-5 and sending Burns to serve. That was huge.
You're going to take one of those NL masks to work, and your friends or your work buddy's going to say, no luck?
I'm going to say, why is your Yankee mask green?
Yeah. Timeout.
And a timeout for New London. Good time to remind you that Game Day is brought to you by the Burns Agency. In your neighborhood, taking care of your home, auto, business, and life insurance needs since 1932. And again, they focus on local community, and you'll always get a live person on the phone. And by doing that, you'll buy better at Burns. And by Waterford Dental Health, voted the #1 best dental practice 6 years in a row by the day's Best of the Best Reader's Choice Awards. 8-5 here in Game 3. Griswold dominated Game 1 25-7. Second game wasn't as close as the final score says, 25-17, but an improvement from the Whalers. And then a definitive improvement here in Game 3 and the 8-5 here in the early going, and Burns with the serve. The officials are going to confer. Would you like to be the lifeguard official or the one on the floor?
I'd be the one on the perch.
The lifeguard official.
Absolutely.
Isn't that what that reminds you of?
Yeah.
Out of the pool.
Yeah.
Every time she blows the whistle, I'm waiting for her to stay out of the pool.
I'm looking for sharks, are you?
All right.
Be up in the shark tower.
I like
It'd be a good spot. Cape Cod, Chatham.
Burns will serve. 8-5, Griswold on top here in Game 3. Griswold losing a little bit of the communication here in the early going.
Is it easy to up 2-0? Can you fall asleep? Game 3 maybe 8-6.
Maybe, but I would think up 2-0.
They want to bury him.
Put it away.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here any longer than I have to.
Yeah, rolling with the bus.
8-6. New London.
Long ride to Griswold.
Hanging in. Hey, we're right at 395. I think New London's just putting more pressure on than they have in the past. You see New London being the aggressors, Griswold being the defenders. Nice
job by Burns, yeah.
Here's a chance for Griswold. Outside winner from Mandy Brailer, and 9-6.
Nice job by Brailer reversing the court, as they would say.
They do say that.
Yeah, it was very good.
They do say that.
Yeah.
And if not, you say that.
That was a good spike. Little misdirection.
Doyle to serve here. Big opportunity for Griswold to want to try to extend that 3-point lead. That's a dot.
Good serve.
Doyle plays with a lot of power. On the other end, though, Sherry Ann Lubin says, not afraid. And she has really stepped it up here in Game 3. 9-7. New London really hanging around here in Game 3. Winona Amar to serve. And a miss hit from Brailer, and it's 9-8. And what an emotional boost it would be if the Whalers could get this thing tied at 9 this late in the game. Amar with another serve. And a net winner.
Tied up.
Unlike tennis, where that would not have counted. It'd be what they call a
let serve.
Nice job,
let
sports
serve,
doctor.
Yeah.
That's why you're the sports doctor. Just enough to get you by. And there's a turnover, 9. So Griswold up 10-9. New London I thought for a chance maybe to take the lead. No good, and here we go. We got a whistle. Griswold on the net. That'll be a New London point, 10-10.
No, I think that was Lathrop called for being on the net. I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see it.
That was.
And we're going to get
overruling? No.
Dylan Arpin checking into the game to serve for New London. So Arpin will serve 10-10 here. Little explanation from the players. So Ruggiero having a little conversation with the official. Wanted an explanation for what they did, what the call was. And we're back at it now. 10-10.
Head coach James Bruno. Well, explanation himself. He's
Whalers huddling it up. What do we got here?
There's an explanation going on.
Well, let's talk while they do that, sports doctor.
Yeah, let's.
So you would have talked about football in the bubble, and I said that, yes. I mean, it would have.
There's a lot of guys in control there, Casey. You'd have to split the bubble up into 2 different locations.
Well, I think what you need to do is, again, what bothers me is the inability for creativity in what is obviously a situation. I mean, football must be played on Sundays, and it must be played every. How about looking at playing the games in a couple of stadiums? You're not allowing fans anywhere, so you can.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Say four different locations regionally.
How about creating divisional bubbles?
Yeah.
You know, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Bills all have a bubble, and they play to all the divisional games right away. I mean, there's ways of doing it. But if you weren't going to create bubbles, how did you think 30 times 30? How did you think 900,000 players were going to stay healthy? point was taken away from New London, and then right back at it now, Griswold. So the call was overturned. And now we got ourselves a nice rally. Oh, no.
That was right in my kitchen. You see that?
Yeah, get rid of the ball.
I was ready.
Let them have their volleyball back.
All right.
Nicely done by Haley Eliason.
That.
And that's a big event. Instead of 10-10, it's 11-9. Right?
I can't keep that as a souvenir.
No souvenir.
That sound like a
volleyballs.
baseball
No.
or it's hitting to the stands, Pete.
No,
I can't grab that.
You cannot keep it.
I can't keep it.
Kennedy Rubino serving for Griswold. Whalers doing a nice job keeping it alive outside. And there's that miss hit. She had done such a nice job.
Yeah, Lubin, yeah.
Yeah, she had been really good. When she set up well, she's really powerful, but that was just an awkward set, and she never had a real good angle at it. 12-9 Griswold, and Rubino will serve again. They got to get it over. Oh, nicely done. Doyle. Oh, and a stuff.
Man.
An emphatic stuff by Lathrop with a little emotion.
Well, play of the game potential there, too, by Lathrop at the net.
Little emotion, too, with a little fired up, and it's a big swing. 13-9. Coach Parker will call a timeout. So to tie a bow on the football thing, so you're seeing football and baseball not do the bubbles, but baseball has sort of a much lower. The close contact is not the same, so it's a little easier. Football. What's interesting is that it doesn't appear to be a person-to-person exchange. Like no line, the lineman on one side gets it, but no one else does. It appears to be like with the Titans, it was facility-based.
Yeah.
And what they came to find out was they were violating all the rules. They were having team dinners together and in the facility and doing all the stuff that you're not supposed to do, and then they had an outbreak.
So my question to you is, Cam Newton has said, I'm treating this as a business trip. Everybody's at home, wife, kids, family.
Yep.
He's living in a hotel room.
Yep.
He goes from the hotel to the facility, back to the hotel.
Yep.
How does he get it?
Well, he didn't just do that. He went to Nordstrom's, bought a hat.
All right. Well, I guess you're right. But
And so, and the players interact with each other. So
Yeah.
how did Cam Newton get it? Maybe he got it from a player that's been asymptomatic and hasn't tested positive yet.
like Gilmore.
Oh, beautiful serve and a point. 14-9. Griswold starting to sense it a little bit. Rubino will continue the serve. Good rally. No one with a real chance to spike yet.
Miscommunication.
Yeah, 15-9. Griswold on a little run right now. Ever since that, looked like it was going to be 10-10, and ever since it's gone the other direction. $15-9 now. Rubino will continue to serve. She's been on fire. Nice spike, good serve, good set. And a put away, but on the net. That time Matheson got on the net, and they're going to say point to New London. So 15-10, and the Whalers will have the serve. And Arpin will check into the ball game again to serve for New London. Dylan Arpin, the senior. Good
Nice
serve.
dig.
Oh,
What a dig that time by Ellison.
what a great play, and Lubin puts it into the net, and Lubin couldn't quite. Her and Parker were kind of both in between, and point goes to Griswold. Substitutions for Griswold, and now Sonia Matheson will serve. Big chance here, 16-10.
Well, that ball was deep.
Oh, good job right on the line. Well done. Here's a set. Lubin. Well done. Good job here. Another chance. That's
miscommunication there.
Yep. And Burns got it over. Outside now.
Good volley here.
Parker. And that goes long. Big rally. Griswold with the point, 17-10.
That's so tough to kind of lay off that a little bit. That ball's in the air. Parker's got to have his steam. Just got to hit down on that ball a little bit more.
Matheson will serve again for Griswold. Another bullet.
Good serve.
That's going to be a winner.
That's over your head. That's a big-time serve that time by Matheson.
18-10 now. Griswold on top, and I think now we're at the point where they can trade some points and still get on this one. So a couple more points, and I think you're going to see the Whalers kind of pack it in here, one-on-one. You know, because then you have to go on a huge run, which is so hard to do. Matheson, a good serve and a winner there as well. Matheson's been on fire, and I think she's decided she wants to make the claim.
Yeah, there's three girls right now making a run for the player of the game. All wearing green.
Yes, right. The player
so that
of the
gives
game,
it away. It's going to be wearing green.
Will have green. By the way, I love the fact that even in this game, they're having fun.
Yeah.
The Whalers are dabbing each other, and they're doing little tricks every time.
Yeah, why not?
Have a good time. It is sports. Play fun. 19-10. Matheson with a serve. Outside. Oh, no man's land. There goes Hannah Lynn. Well done. And 20-10 Griswold.
No, I just reversed it.
He's going to say over the net.
I don't know what happened there. That's over the net? I don't try and tell James Bruno what's going on, too. I don't know. 19-11.
The only other point that I can see is if she palmed the ball, if she didn't hit the ball, if she palmed the ball and kind of pushed it over instead of hitting it over, that's a no-no.
It's pretty clean to me. Palmed it?
19-11 either way, and Lubin will serve it for the Whalers. And that's going to go long. And so right back at it, Griswold at 20-11, and a new server will come in for the Wolverines, 5 points away from a sweep here and a win over New London. Of course, Friday night we will be at Ledyard High School we'll be at Fitch High School for Ledyard and Fitch, correct? Just making sure I have that right. Ledyard and Fitch. And a winning serve there. Doyle now, though, with the service winner. So at Fitch, Ledyard at Fitch. We've already seen the Falcons. That'll be a lot of fun. Friday night is the Thanksgiving rivalry played in October. 21-11, timeout New London. And
I've said this before. I think if they were playing real football this year, Fitch would be one of the class teams of the ECC. We saw them go into NFA in that little 7-on-7 deal, and you got some pretty good athletes there. And they're not running their offense either. I mean, it's a triple option offense. They're big up front. They're good. Talking to Mike Ellis and Calvin McCoy during the offseason, Calvin said to me, he said, Keith, we're going to be good. Then COVID hits, and then we've got to make shift of what we got. So, Fitch has got some horses in the stable.
Three things that stood out that night. Number one was that I've never, ever been it's never been easier to call a Falcon offense than it is this year in the passing league because I know where the ball is at all times, which is never the case. They threw more passes on one drive than we've seen them throw in entire games.
Season. Yeah.
But it also shows you the impact that the line has because this is just all about skills position. So if you had a couple good skill positions and a quarterback, you can win this passing league left and right.
Sure.
But in real life, you might be running for your life without a good offensive line.
Yeah. And NFA's young this year, too. Jason Bikulis, I asked him 5 minutes before the game, who's your quarterback? He said, I don't know.
And after watching 4 different ones, I don't think he knows now. All right, I got a whistle and a point for New London. I have no idea why.
I like Jason. Very Bill Belichickian. He's a good leader. He's a good speaker. I like his mojo.
I think he's a great advocate for the kids. And I'll tell you, one of the things he did that I really appreciated is he gave commentary with a mask on, which I think is an example that, and that's been a problem with some, coaches have not wanted to wear the masks, and it's been a controversial thing. Jason stepped up and said, I have to set an example. He was enthusiastic about his kids. He was appreciative of their opportunity, but no excuses. Football's football. 22-12. And there's a winner from Olivia Webster with a power serve, and we are a mere 2 points away from a clean sweep here at Griswold over New London. So 23-12, and Webster will continue the serve as we're going to see Fiestas back into the ball game for De La Cruz. And Webster will serve for the Wolverines. That is a rocket serve from Webster. And now they are a point away, 24-12. Griswold with an opportunity to clean sweep this thing. So one more here. Olivia Webster has a serve away. And we're going to get a sub into the ball game. Ana Matos Diaz.
I would agree.
And there's the long serve. It's out. And I got to love Missy Parker, by the way.
Yeah, well,
she's still hopping and jumping over there.
Coach is energetic. Yeah, 1 point away from elimination. She's bouncing around and coaching.
She's still coaching. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Look at him. She's still in it. I love that. She's coaching.
Subbing,
she's ready to go.
Yeah. Situational volleyball.
And she talks to you when you ask her questions.
Yes, she does.
Which is not always the case in the Parker family.
No, Chop was very nice to me in the hallway, though.
He was very, very nice.
Is he the last one here?
You know why? Because he's not on the sideline with a shirt and tie on. He wouldn't have said 3 words to you. Griswold with a chance here to put it away. And there it is. 25-13, your final scores here, 25-7, 25-17, and 25-13. The Griswold Wolverines with a clean sweep over the New London High School Whalers. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Game Day CT, where tonight you can see the Sports Doctor's interview with the Waterford Dental Health player of the game. We're not going to tell you who it is. You're going to have to tune in on Facebook and Twitter at Game Day CT to find out who the Waterford Dental Health player of the game is. And tonight's Waterford Dental Health top play, which keeps us smiling.
Yeah.
Hope we keeps you smiling as well, because remember, great smiles start at Waterford Dental Health. And thank you to the sponsor, the Burns Agency. Like Game Day, the Burns Agency is always local and live. We focus on local community, and we'll always get you a live person on the phone. So remember, you buy better at Burns. Final thoughts, Sports Doctor.
Good time here today. Griswold's got a really good team. London had a lot of fun, but I think Griswold was definitely on a mission, and they are sharp.
Yeah, better team. I think they played well as well, and New London falls to 0-3. Griswold stays perfect at 3-0. And Game Day was happy to be here as always for the Sports Doctor, Keith O'Brien, Peter Wappy, and the crew. I am Casey O'Neill. Join us Friday night at Fitch High School for some football, and otherwise, have a good evening, everybody.